I think call-out culture and cancel culture has been the norm, the status quo for a while now, but specifically the trend of tattletaling on strangers you don't even know on TikTok, it's in full swing. Recently, a stripper who has a pretty big platform on TikTok decided to call out a woman who was having a scandalous bachelorette party at her strip club, simply because this woman didn't tip. That's why offense.
It's funny, because like
that was her biggest offense. Not that this woman was cheating on her fiance the night before her wedding. She doesn't care about all that. She cares about getting her tips. So she decided to potentially ruin this woman's marriage and go viral on TikTok doing it. So let's just watch the video. Why don't we?
Please, I got it here.
Oh, also, her TikTok name is 21st Century Whore. So that gives you a little preface
Here we go.
for who you're listening to.
If your fiance is having her bachelorette party in Nashville on the week of August 31st and has braces, hair about this length with blonde highlights, a cowboy hat with a veil on it, she is cheating on you and was just getting fingered. Can I even say that word on TikTok?
Getting blasted.
Yeah, getting blasted by some guy in the strip club. And she also doesn't tip, so you got yourself a winner.
Oh, sure.
Oh yeah, and she was trying to record girls on stage. She's like 28 or 29.
Hold on. Sorry. Thank you.
It's party time.
Amazing timing on that one.
Amazing timing on that one, was it not? All right.
Dress was like white with like pinkish flowers, and her friend, the only girl with her,
I guess it's kind of ironic that we're getting showered with money while
That is very ironic. I like
watching a stripper TikTok.
Please do it.
Oh my god. And her friend tried to And she was rubbing his dick through his pants, so.
She was, and then they left together. So, good luck with
It
your
is
divorce.
funny.
Just the way she's elated at the idea of ruining
this-
her marriage.
Yeah, it's really, yeah, you could say that like her intentions don't matter. She's a hero because she's exposing this cheating whore of a woman.
But at the same time, if you're a stripper, do you have the moral high ground in this situation?
Then it's
you
about,
both are horrible.
Are you looking for results, or are you looking for, like, is this one of those?
She's looking for revenge.
Is this one? No, I'm saying, is this one of those things where the ends justify the means, or don't? You know, it doesn't really matter that the lady's not of doing it for noble reasons. She's still exposing bad behavior. I guess
the people who care deeply about loyalty in commitments like marriage usually aren't attendees at strip clubs, so they wouldn't be likely to be there.
Now, that's not the part that I'm disturbed by.
This
What I'm
person
disturbed
who
by is
tweeted it, yeah, their caption is insane. She said, exposing someone's fiance for having harmless fun at a bachelorette party is insane behavior. Let girls have fun on the last free day of their lives.
First of all, what is she going to jail? Is she going to jail? I mean, is that the social conditioning that we've been subjected to, where people talk about it? And the funny thing is, that's permeated through culture at all levels. Though ironically, it's usually more about like men talking about
both
about this, right? And it's like they don't even want to get married. Your last day of freedom.
Look, if you cheat on someone the night before your wedding, you're probably going to cheat on them after that too. So, yeah. I mean, people. Why do people act out and cheat on their fiancés at their bachelor and bachelorette parties? It's because society conditions them to think that they're about to get shackled to someone they hate.
Like people are saying that the stripper was a straight bro. The stripper, your bro would do this because he's your homie. The stripper did it because she didn't get tipped.
Exactly.
There's a difference.
She's not trying to be a good Samaritan here.
No, she's not looking to help.
And then all of the girls in the comments are saying like, I'm so excited for the update. I'm so excited if this ends up on his For You page and he gets to respond to it. I want to see them get divorced. All because this woman doesn't tip strippers. Like, our moral compass is so backwards now. And also, there's been a huge debate about whether this trend of tattletaling on TikTok is ethical.
What are your thoughts on it?
I've seen multiple examples of it before. Usually it's just somebody getting nosy in someone else's business. I think if there's a group of women who are gossiping about a friend group drama and you decide to go expose them not really knowing what they're talking about just for the sake of chaos, then yeah, you're being an immature tattletale. But if there's maybe a situation where like someone is legitimately getting wronged, like, or they're getting scammed or something, yeah, go ahead and talk about it. They're probably not going to see your video anyway. So it's futile no matter what you do. But this one video from Kelsey Coetzer on TikTok went viral as well last month. It was captioned "Justice for the Bride." And she was at brunch and overheard the conversation of all these bridesmaids talking crap about the bride. And saying she looked ugly on her wedding day. And
They
all this
act
stuff.
like women don't say this stuff all the time.
It's not like anyone committed a crime. Like,
Yeah.
you're just gonna break the bride's heart by letting her know that this
What
happened.
does she gain? I guess she gains like the ability to cut them off as friends.
I guess. I don't know. I question it. But
I'm very big into the idea that none of this is any of my damn business.
play that video.
Like, if I
Here
heard
she
this-
is dressed like a pilgrim trying to ruin
so this
someone's life.
This lady is not friends with the lady who got
She doesn't
outed.
know any of these
Then this
people.
is none of her business. Stay out. Like the other people
That's
are
what a lot of people are
the other
saying.
people are crappy. Like I get it. The other people are
Yeah.
crappy, but
like as if you haven't done something underhanded before, right?
nobody's business. Just hold, please. I'm just saying it's like not your friend group. Now, if this is your friend group
No.
and you want to do it, then yeah. By
She
all
was
means.
just
Go back to my
bored at
hotel.
brunch.
I was just at brunch, and I have to tell you this
And it is
story.
because
Just sitting back-
this lady is not exposing anything because she wants to help this lady. Women love the chaos of gossip. They do.
They like spread
to a
discord.
table full of 3 girls, and they were all talking about how they were in their friend's wedding a few weeks ago. And at first it was sort of tame gossip, talking about how they didn't like the cut of their dresses or the color of their dresses.
You're not supposed to.
But then it got sinister very quickly. Main girl, the blonde, she was kind of the ringleader of this dynamic, and she was talking about how
She was like Regina
she felt
George.
so ugly on her day, and it was so unfair that the day of her friend's wedding,
Their
that she
friends
was
are just
in,
jealous.
was all about her, the bride, and not about the bridesmaids. And she was going on to say about how like the bride
Sounds
was
fake.
supposed to look so beautiful, but she didn't, and the bridesmaids also didn't look beautiful. She was talking about how she really always wears her hair down, but the bride wanted everyone to wear their hair up, and that was unacceptable to this lady. Then this other girl in this dynamic chips in about how the flowers that every girl had to hold were so ugly that she could have gone
This
into
just
the
sounds like a
backyard.
bunch of really, really, really bitter women that are probably not married yet.
You know, they keep saying women
Of
aren't
any
getting
house
married and having
to
kids
any
because they're too
forest.
busy going to brunch.
They're they've got too many bridesmaids days as
They're too
bridesmaids
busy
on the
brunching.
calendar. Yeah, and making fun of their friends that they can't get married.
Plucked out some flowers and made a prettier bouquet. Then the other girl chimes in and is talking about how the way that the bride spent money was really unacceptable to her. Say how they had a rosé toast instead of a champagne toast, and maybe if she spent her money more wisely, she'd be able to afford champagne versus rosé. And guys, it gets worse. We're talking about the gallery that they had
facial
just been
expression.
sent of
I thought
photos.
aren't bridesmaids gowns supposed to make like not be as attractive as the bride's gowns? So that they,
I mean, not necessarily not as attractive, but they're supposed to be less formal and yeah.
To me, it's the glee on all of these women's faces when they're doing it. There isn't an honest intention among them.
She looks, I mean, maybe it's just the Amish
She looks
like
excited.
it's the Puritan
Yeah.
pilgrim collar going on here. But she looks like she would lie about you to get you burnt at the stake in Salem. Keep playing the video though. I want to see the rest
from
of this.
the wedding. And they were going through the photos on their phone, swiping through the
Why
first
is she
impression-
paying this much attention to something that's got nothing to do with her?
Okay, a man who's alone at brunch would be thinking about the Roman Empire. A woman who is alone at brunch would be eavesdropping on other women's conversations, to answer your question.
Of the bridesmaids.
That's a fantastic answer. Thank you for that.
Seeing the bride for the first time in her dress and all dolled up. And they were zooming in on each one of their 3 faces, talking about how fake of a face they had to put on for this and how they had to be like star-studded actresses on this day. One of them even said that she should try out for the West End because of how she was acting on that day, trying to pretend she was happy for her friend. When I tell you, if I were that friend and I knew that these girls were talking about me like this, I would throw myself into traffic. It was so incredibly harsh, and I'm probably not even relaying how harsh it was, like their facial expressions and everything. It was so dark-sided. Anyway, if you just got married and your color scheme was like blush, and you have 2 blonde friends with short bobs, and you have a brunette friend.
Of course they have bobs.
Don't be friends with them anymore.
Also, it's the slick, pulled back Tiffany Gomez bun that makes it for me. Also, the way she says, like, I would throw myself into traffic if this happened to me. By the way, I hope you know that this happened to you.
But Tiffany Gomez also posted a YouTube or an Instagram story recently about how she likes Halloween. So
that's so normie of her. Did
so
she talk
normie.
about pumpkin spice?
It's so No.
Did she talk about her favorite candles that she got from Home Goods?
I'm almost positive that it said #spooky season, and I just about proposed right then and there. I would gladly hire allow her to have her evil bridezilla bridesmaids to come to our wedding.
She would be such a bridezilla, though. She seriously would.
I'm sorry. When I think of what were we looking at earlier? We were looking at the story of Robert Downey Jr. saying how women should run the world, and then what was the other one we were talking about earlier?
Pedro Pascal saying that women should kick the world's ass and like use their rage to fix all of the world's problems.
I'm gonna let you know right now that the evil women can perpetrate on the world is a whole different a whole different type of psychological evil that a lot of men just would never be capable of. It's not in their DNA.
I love women and I love gossiping as a woman myself. I just don't think that it always belongs on a public platform where millions of people are gonna like go flock to harass someone and ruin their life and dox them.
Like a lot of times, like I will talk to friends and I'll be like, oh, I did this. I'm like, is it your business? Like, do you need to share this with this person? Do they need to know? And it's just one of those things.
I've known guys who are into gossiping, and it's a very feminine trait.
It is. It's like one of the joys of being a guy is to just not care about that. Like, I'm sure people say perfectly awful things about me, and I just don't care.
Okay, you know how they say there are levels of conversation. So you can talk about things, that's the lowest tier. Then people, then events, and then ideas.
I thought people was the. Is it things?
Things
people?
Is lowest, then people, then events, and then ideas. But I thought that line of thinking was a little bit anti-woman, because as a woman myself, there's nothing we love talking about more than people and interpersonal dynamics.
It's actually one of the things me and you go back and forth on, right? Because like we always have this thing where like the stuff that like when Mary's when you were on whatever, right? Like a lot of the stuff that I chose to cover ended up being about ideas or specific stories, and then I care, like I tend to find my interest goes to like what does it mean for this industry or this, and you're more fascinated by how human beings interact with each other, how people are involved in each other's lives. And I'm always just like unless I was there to see it, I can't find myself to get excited, because it ends up being a form of speculation, which doesn't make it any less valid of a conversation. But I have a hard time now if we're talking about,
why do you think the drama between Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner went viral, or anything about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce?
And I find myself
it's what we don't know about it that people find so interesting.
But none of my interest in that ever went back to like, I could give a crap less about their relationship. I found the media's desire to make it front and center, a unique statement on both her marketability as a celebrity, but also how companies or how corporations or businesses like the NFL expand their market share by dipping into other industries. It also says a lot about her level of fame right now in the culture. But none of that has me thinking like, I wonder if they drink red or white wine. Like, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm sure she's perfectly I'm sure, like, she's as normie as a normie can be for a gazillionaire. Right? Sure. Like, I'm sure, like, I'm sure she, too, stirs her pumpkin spice latte clockwise. Like, right? Like, I don't know.
Wait, is this a thing
I have
that
no
people
idea.
talk about?
I remember when somebody's saying like
you stir your latte clockwise
I just remember somebody saying like, I'm sure I remember like a really funny phrase. Somebody said like, I'm sure they put their earbuds in one at a time just like the rest of us. It was like a modern day version of like you put your shoes on one at a time just like the rest of us. So I'm sure they put their earbuds
your
in.
AirPods
I am sure that Mr. Beast puts his AirPods in
unison.
I just shove them in my ears, right?
Okay.
It is interesting like that. Those are inherent differences that I think a lot of like leftist culture today would try to pretend don't exist, right? Women are more interested in specific things and men are more interested in specific things. I may not care a ton about the Roman Empire, but I would definitely not be thinking about what this poor lady was going through at her wedding beyond just saying, wow, those are some petty bitches over there. That's what I would think. And that's about all I would be able to muster in a situation like that. I just wouldn't. But I guess that's
that's good for you.
Men and women are different. We're different. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.